Hello listeners, Dr. Knifefight here, king of the truly terrifying tales of true horror. Today on this special episode, I shall be playing 2 user-submitted audio messages detailing their personal encounters with evil. The first one was sent in by Derek from Glasgow. Enjoy.
Hello Dr. Fight, how are you? My name's Derek McTrevor. I'm a 33-year-old man from good old Scotland. One night, a long time ago, when I was just a young'un, I had the worst experience of my life. Starting off, I'll tell you a little about myself. I was brought up by me nan ever since I was a wee bairn. Me mam was a drunk and on the game, and I don't even know who me pa is. She was a goddamned angel, me old nan. She always helped me apply myself and work hard to achieve something in life. I remember how proud she was when I was set to graduate from university. Oh, she wouldn't shut up about buying frames for me photos with a hat in the air and all that stuff. So, the big day came and I remember seeing her there, smiling and clapping along with everyone else's friends and relatives. She was so happy I could see the tears in her eyes. A group of friends swept me away and I ended up not being able to find Nan, so I decided to make the short walk back home to see if she'd gone back to wait for me there, as she didn't know how to use mobile phones. I noticed the door was locked and the key was on the inside, which seemed to make no sense. Then I noticed her shoes, then her legs. Me Nan, she was laid out on the floor. Hoping to God she was just asleep, I smashed in through her back door and went to check on her. She was dead. Fucking dead! And she didn't look to have died peacefully, to be honest. The entire outer layer of skin had been removed from her body, and it looked like it had been done surgically well. I mean, I went through a whole massive ordeal with the authorities and with multiple psychologists, but I remembered my nan being at my graduation only moments before I found her body, and this didn't click. Upon checking security footage from the school and using computer software to zoom in and enhance the photos, I discovered the most horrific thing. There was someone indeed there at my graduation, but it was someone dressed in my nan's skin. They even had their favourite green handbag. The eyes were not crying as I thought I remembered, but it looked to be some form of adhesive, presumably used to hold the skin in place. Who or what did this, I have no fucking idea. The crime has been forever unsolved, and it's not even a cold case. I mean, I received hush money from the government and the police, and the public don't know about it. I mean, who wants people to know what goes on like that? But I can't ever get over it. You might not have heard of it, but I think of it daily. I mean, I can't even drop the kids off in peace.
Thank you, Derek from Glasgow. Wow. Well, that's just pure evil. Sorry about that, bro. Now, my second story is from Martin from Leeds.
Hello, Mr. Knifefight. Beg your pardon, Dr. Knifefight. Oh my god, sorry, I didn't mean no disrespect. Anyway, my name is Martin, and I'm a 52-year-old man from Leeds, but I live in Bradford. I work as a cleaner at a hotel, and a couple of weeks back, the worst thing happened during my early shift. I couldn't believe it, but sadly, it was true. I had just got done cleaning a particularly dirty double room after a wedding ceremony, and I was ready to go home. I mean, have you ever cleaned up dirty sheets after a wedding? The sights, the smells, the insects. Oh my god, it turns the stomach sometimes. But back to what happened the other week. I was huffing and puffing through the last half hour of my shift, wanting nothing more than to put on my pyjamas, get in bed and watch a nice war documentary with a cup of cocoa. So I entered my last room of the shift, which should have been vacated the evening before by a Scottish fellow who was down south for work. As I go in the room, nothing much seems amiss, but oh my god, it stinks. Then I enter the bathroom and I see a strange shadow behind the shower curtain. It looked a bit human. Trembling, I pull the curtain aside and see the man who was supposed to be checked out the last night. He was hung from the shower head and his wrists were slit. There was a note in his top pocket that said simply, "I'm coming, Nan." I don't know what that meant, if it were like, I just don't know. So I called security and the emergency services and I was sat waiting with the body. But whilst I was sat waiting, things got even worse. The man was not actually fully dead, but Once he realised that he wasn't dead and that he had retained consciousness, he snatched the crowbar out of my work belt and he stuck it right into his eye. It covered my entire face with blood and bone fragment. I couldn't believe it. This finally finished the man off, whether it was shock or loss of blood or concurrent injuries, who knows, but he got his wish and he was dead. I hope I never have such a bad day again at work. It was unbelievable. Well, how unfortunate, Martin, but glad you made it through okay. Wonder if Derek from Story 1 is okay. Somebody should check on him. Until next time, listeners, I'm Dr. Knifefight. Goodbye.